guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel and to another 5 and 5 episode. My name is Sash. If you're new here, welcome. Feel free to subscribe to my channel down below and hit that notification bell because you may miss the great content that I put out every week. So 5 and 5, I basically go through my tips, tricks, recommendations, places in 5 of them in 5 minutes. It's as easy as that. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be doing another things that I don't tell you about living in Vancouver and things that I've noticed while living here, and also things that you should know before you move here. I have a fan going. It is very warm here in Vancouver today, so I don't really want to be super sweaty, hence why I've got a bit of the fan action going. Sorry if it's super loud on the mic. Let's get started. 5 minutes is counting down. So number 5 thing that you should know before you move to Canada is there isn't too much to do when it rains in Vancouver or snows, unless you ski. So I have tried skiing and it's not for me. So in the many months that it is raining here and terrible weather, I really don't know what else. Like, there's not too much to do. There's not a huge art scene here. I mean, especially post-pandemic, I'm not sure what is going to be happening at the end of this year. There are a couple of, like, there's a Christmas market and there's Van Dusen Gardens that do an awesome Christmas display, but it's usually raining. So I just wish there was more undercover sort of activities. The Granville Public Food Market is great, but it gets so congested and clogged over the winter period. And if you're not hungry and you don't want to spend like $7 on a slice of pizza, I don't really know what else there is to do. Like, Vancouver's amazing in the summer, that's why people stay here, because of all the outdoorsy things, but in winter not too much to do. So that's that. Number 4, highways suck here. Like, it's one of those things. I'm very lucky to be able to afford to live in downtown Vancouver, because the transit and the traffic is just, it's awful. If you don't live near transit, it's the end of the world. Like, buses suck here. They're usually never on time, or they come too early, and if there's snow, forget about it. If you live near a SkyTrain, that's great, you can get downtown very easily, but other than that, you need to drive, and the highways are so congested. They're actually worse than LA now, like, they're that bad. So if you live in outer suburbs like Langley or Abbotsford or Maple Ridge or any of those places like Coquitlam, and you're coming in like to go to work, it's just, you're gonna spend so many hours a day in traffic, and it's just not worth it for me. I'd rather pay a lot more and live downtown so I can avoid that, but each to their own, obviously. But yeah, traffic sucks here. Like, no one really knows how to drive. I've said that in my other video as well. I mean, it was very easy for them to just hand over a new license for me. They didn't even check my driving. I'm a good driver, but I'm also used to driving on the other side of the road. And I know a lot of other immigrants out there, they just kind of give you a license and they're like, go for it. So there's no real speed signs anywhere. People just like go crazy with their, I don't know, Ferraris and Maseratis, or their like family vans, and you just don't really know what's going on. So yeah, it makes traffic even worse. And there's a lot of construction at the moment, so that sucks. Number 3, the nightlife is non-existent. I don't know why I didn't know that before I moved to Vancouver, but even when, you know, pre-pandemic, middle of summer when I arrived in 2018, there's not many clubs or places to go out. It's kind of like you go and have drinks and sit, or I don't really know what else you do. There's not too many like clubs or awesome bars or like an underground sort of music scene. I know from locals who grew up here, it's mainly just house parties, or there's like underground raves that they would go to. But especially now, so many like clubs and pubs and restaurants have shut, and it's so expensive to go out. So if you pay cover and all these other things to go out to a club, it's just kind of terrible anyway. Like, it's not a good vibe. And I would work till late at one of the pubs down in Gastown and walk to get the last bus home, and I wouldn't even pass like a single person. Like, it's just dead. It's like everyone's asleep after 10 p.m. and it's really bizarre. And it's either like you're just like young uni students and they never tip, and it's like a nightmare if you're a hospitality worker. But there's no like I don't know, there's just not like big clubs like I'm used to in Melbourne. So I just wish there was a better nightlife and a better variety of things to do. If you know of any cool places to go out at night in Vancouver, let me know, because no shade, I just haven't found them yet. And don't say the Roxy, I don't want to go to the Roxy. Number one, have I gone to number one? No, number two. How long have I got? 35 seconds, okay. Number two, the housing crisis. This is the same in a lot of cities around the world. Melbourne and Vancouver, where I'm from in Melbourne in Australia, and Vancouver here, foreign buyers buying up property and leaving it vacant, and that just drives the prices up. Vancouver, downtown Vancouver is an island. So there's not, like, it's, real estate is very sparse. That's why there's condos everywhere. But even just to buy a house, the average house price in 2021 is 643,000 Canadian dollars, as opposed to Calgary in Alberta, which is a big city in the province next to us, which is $448,000 as of July 2021. So that just shows the difference in those two cities. Vancouver, everyone wants to live here. Calgary is not that far away. It's a lot cheaper. So buying a house here as a millennial, pretty much never gonna happen in my lifetime. And number one, my timer has gone off, so I'll quickly say number one is the humidity. I know, people in Ontario and Quebec, I get it. It's very stinking hot over there. You've got extreme weathers. It's very hot and humid due to the Great Lakes, and in the east where you guys are at, I know from, you know, Elliot lived in Toronto, I get it. It's like 40 degrees, stinking hot, humid. Supposedly Vancouver's dry, but in winter here with the rain, it is like the highest humidity of the year is in January. So it can be 4 degrees outside, but you're dripping in sweat as you're walking to the bus stop, and you're wearing a puffy jacket and you're like, it's freezing. And even when there's snow, you're somehow like damp, and it's like this dark, like this damp cold. Like, I don't ski, but I know my friends who do, like, they always let people know, like, just prepare, because you can be skiing and be so like hot and sweaty because it's so humid. So like, don't layer up, because it's like this different sort of cold. And when you sweat and get cold, you shiver, and it's a whole thing. So, and yeah, and I mean, as well as it's summer right now, it's not super hot, but it feels warmer than it is because of the precipitation in the air. And there is no air conditioning in any apartment here. I don't know one person who has an air conditioner unless they pay $500 to put one up in their apartment. Why I have fans. So yeah, it's really humid. I don't think people know that. I never knew that, and I'm glad that I've told people, like, you can wear a t-shirt in September and it can be 16 degrees, but it's humid. So even if you're doing any kind of activity, you're gonna be sweaty. And my hair has never looked as bad as it has since moving to Vancouver, because Melbourne, it can be 35 degrees and it's dry heat, but your hair still looks great. Anyway, hopefully you had fun listening to my 5 little gripes about Vancouver. I do love living here, but I just thought I would let you know, like, 5 things that I didn't know before moving here. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and let me know what else you'd like me to discuss about living in Vancouver or about Melbourne, Australia, or anything about that. My name is Sash. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.